Good evening. First, giving all honor and praises to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Superintendent Dr. Perry, Assistant Superintendent Ms. Rice, school board members, Washington and Lee faculty and staff, and to the class of 2021, I greet you with Jesus' joy. On this evening, I would like to give you a few words of encouragement, taken from Jeremiah, the 29th chapter and the 11th verse, and it reads from the NIV version of the Bible. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. I would like to talk from the point of when your plans get interrupted. Webster's dictionary defines interruption as the act of interrupting. Interrupting means a stoppage or hindering of an activity for a period of time. I want to emphasize those words, for a period of time. Lord knows that your senior year was truly interrupted. Not only was your senior year interrupted, but it seems that any and everything was interrupted over the past year. You didn't have your junior prom. You didn't have your senior prom. You weren't able to celebrate homecoming. Winter and fall sports were canceled. And for many of you, you weren't able to celebrate those senior nights with your family and friends there to cheer you on. You didn't get the opportunity to walk the halls of Washington and Lee High School as a senior, as an upperclassman. Decision day was just not the same. Senior week didn't happen. And many of you didn't even get to visit the college or university of your choice. You didn't get a chance to walk the halls as a senior at the elementary schools. You envisioned such exciting times with your family and friends. But what do you do when your plans get interrupted? In our text, Jeremiah writes to the Jews who were in exile, who were in captivity. They were taken from their home in Jerusalem and carried off to Babylon. Their plan truly was interrupted. Their entire lives were interrupted. He tells them, Jeremiah tells them, to live in the current situation for at least 70 years. So he says, and I'm paraphrasing, that they need to settle down, make it their home, build houses, marry, and pray for peace and prosperity in the land that they now called home. In other words, Jeremiah was telling the people to keep pressing. Don't look at your current situation or circumstance, but keep on keeping on. Class of 2021, I want to encourage you not to look at what you've lost this year, but to keep on keeping on. Yes, your plan was interrupted, and yes, things did not go as planned. But I want to tell you, in life, there will be many times that things will not go as planned. And you will need to be able to adjust and keep going. A quote from C.S. Lewis states, "We must stop regarding unpleasant or unexpected things as interruptions of real life. The truth is, interruptions are real life. Things will happen, and they will continue to happen. But on today, I want to give you 3 points, 3 things to do when your plans get interrupted. The first thing is you've got to keep pressing. The famous race car driver Mario Andretti said it best. Circumstances may cause interruptions or delays, but never lose sight of your goal. The Jews, again in our text, I'm sure wanted an immediate rescue from their current situation. They didn't want to be where they were. And I know that none of you wanted to be where you were in 2021. You were home in the house, working from computer, taking tests, studying Zoom session after Zoom session, without any of your senior experiences. But I want to tell you on today that God promises you that He has a plan to prosper you in the midst of these circumstances. Class of 2021, I'm sure you'll go down into the history books as a class that lost so much. But take comfort in Jeremiah 29:11, knowing that it is not a promise to immediately rescue you from your current situation, but rather a promise that God truly has a plan for your lives, regardless of your current situation or circumstance. How you've handled this interruption has prepared you for all life has to offer. Stay focused and keep going. When your plans get interrupted, keep pressing. My next point is to keep praying. There's an acronym, PUSH, P-U-S-H. Pray until something happens. Prayer is and prayer will always be so important in all that you do and will do. You've got to learn to pray in good times. You've got to learn to pray in bad times. You've got to learn to pray when things are good and when things are not so good. Many of you will be leaving home for the first time in the fall. And there'll be times when you will feel so all alone. But I encourage you to pray and seek God and be faithful to your prayer life. As I think about it now, many of people have prayed for you over the years, and you're here today because of prayer. And as I thought about it a little further, many of us prayed and prayed and prayed that you guys could have something normal. God has answered those prayers. On next Saturday, you will be having a graduation with your family and your friends and everybody there to witness the great things that you have accomplished. When your plans get interrupted, class of 2021, you first keep pressing and you keep praying. Prayer is your key, and faith unlocks the door, which leads me to my final point on today. Again, keep pressing. Again, keep praying. And last but not least, keep believing. Class of 2021, take comfort in knowing that God promises to be there for us when your plan is interrupted. In Hebrews 13:5, which is one of my favorite scriptures, there's a promise that God says that he will never leave you nor forsake you. He's right there. Call on his great name, and he's right there and he will listen. Seek him and trust him. You have to have the faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things not seen. I've often said it. It's not what you see. It's how you see it. Stop looking at what's in front of you and look towards the hills which cometh your help. If God said it, you've got to believe it. I know it was difficult, but as a mom of one of your fellow classmates, I had to keep praying. I had to keep believing. I had to keep reminding her that you've got to hold on. You got to keep the faith, and you can't give up now. You've come too far, and you're about to reach that goal. God truly has a plan for you, class of 2021. As Jeremiah said, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. In conclusion, class of 2021, you've made it. God has those plans for you. Just trust his plan and don't get weary when your plans are interrupted. Keep pressing, keep praying, and keep believing. As I close, I would like to leave you with one of my favorite scriptures that I share with my daughter every single day, and it's found in Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine before men, so they can see your good works and glorify the Father that is in heaven. Class of 2021, shine bright, shine bright, shine bright. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, and I love you. Good night.